Yes, villagers. Today we're going to be talking about 4 ways to improve your emotional quotient. If you want to find out if your view is reflected among the 4, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. Now, most people know what IQ is, but most people are not so clear in terms of what EQ is, which is emotional quotient. The emotional quotient, to me, is how you respond when your emotions are triggered. Tip number 1. Be present with your emotions. Figure out what it is that you are feeling while you are feeling it. So if something is going on for you, if you're walking to work, figure out what that feels like. What color is that? Think about what it's like going home after you've come from a hard day's work. What color is that? What feelings do you feel during that time? What were the feelings that you received when you were criticized? What were the feelings that you received when you were complimented? How did you feel on your commute back from work? Was there traffic? Was it smooth sailing? Was it crowded on a train? Then look at the end of the day and see what type of day you were having. Was it a gregarious green or was it a rough day red? Whatever it was, own how you felt at the time that you were feeling it. Tip number 2. Why you felt the way that you felt. After you've identified a color and a feeling to what it was that was going on, think about all of the different ways that you could have responded to this particular stimulus. Why did you choose to respond to it this way? Look at those things. Figure out what was brought up for you during the time when someone said something mean, or maybe when someone said something nice. Why did you have the reaction or even the thoughts that you had surrounding your reaction? Were these things a trigger for you? And if so, why? What about your past has made this individual situation a trigger? Tip number 3, figure out what is the appropriate way of reacting to this. Now, when I say appropriate is subjective, because some people would respond to certain stimuli appropriate to them, but that may not be appropriate to us. We have to figure out how we want to behave and then how we are currently behaving. If you have an idol and there's someone who doesn't seem to get angry no matter what happens, think about what they might do during the times where you are triggered. How would they react? Think about those things when you are confronted with your emotions in a situation. There was a popular term once upon a time that said, "What would Jesus do?" Think about that. What would Jesus do in these certain circumstances? Would he have reacted the way that you are reacting? Would he have said what you wanted to say or what you indeed have said? Think about those things. I'm not saying how you reacted was right or wrong. I just want you to give it the thought and figure out whether this was a knee-jerk reaction or did you really think it through. Once you really think it through, whatever your reaction is your own. But give it some time to process and don't just react as opposed to stopping and thinking about things. Tip number 4, are you a thermostat or a thermometer? If you are a thermometer, that means whatever the temperature of the room, you are going to react to the external circumstances of that. If you are a thermostat, then a thermostat controls the temperature of the room. So you don't react, your action causes the reaction. So figure out which one you are and then try to move towards whichever one you feel is most appropriate. Most of the times when we're talking about emotional quotient or EQ, we're talking about the most appropriate reaction that you can have when your emotions are triggered. Usually, most people have a lot of intelligence, But once their emotions are triggered, there's a different reaction. Then there's that sweet spot where you have just enough intelligence and you are present to feel the emotions that you feel, but you don't let your emotions dictate how you should react. That's when your emotional quotient is going up. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, and I apologize to you for last Wednesday, click on that notification bell. You get that ding on your phone, and you know that a new video is waiting for you. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll see you then.